So to explain where we are right now, we're in a period of serious movement memory. Like wherever we went nowhere down to where we had calculated that it's possible. We talked clearly, even in our writings, about the ability to sleep under a bridge. We're fully prepared. Like if the government pull out all the stops, he has the ability to take us back to where you ain't got nothing and nobody, and you're sleeping out there on the bridge. That's what boss man can do. And we're calculating, we're prepared for that. Psychologically, we're prepared for it. That's why we wrote it there. Be prepared, and be prepared to do it without, nobody likes me, none of that jive. In fact, we almost wanted to get back there because it toughens you up. When you got everybody looking at you like, yeah, it's all over for the champ, that makes you work hard. You don't say, oh, so you niggas think I'm done, huh? Okay, watch this. I mean, you train harder, you don't say it, but that's what's in your mind. Oh, you doubt, uh-huh, all right. So almost you can't lose because you're saying, yeah, and then somebody come by and they kind of grin. Oh, so you're grinning. You don't say nothing. So you grinning at the brother. You think the brother's finished. Oh, good for you. So that's fuel. You put that in the tank. And everything they do, you put it in the tank. So what? Oh, because see, you could stand it. You know what I mean? A lot of people can't stand to be laughed at. But that might be part of you can stand it. And I remember when it became clear. I don't want to go back into this, but it was when I was I was 17, and when you that age, when you go back to jail, you got to go back to a reception and guidance center. In those days, they had one down in Norwalk, what I went to when I was 12, and then they had one near Sacramento, Northern Reception Center. So you went there, you got all your shots when you get ready, you got your teeth fixed, and you got all that because they can't have you out in the penitentiary or out of the forestry camp and your teeth is hurt. So in those days, they fixed you. The only dentistry we ever got was when we went to the penitentiary. We got they would give you the whole, you just like joining the army, you go through, you go get all your shots, you go get they bring your health up, So anyway, I was there, I was 17. And by that time, you're pretty well formed. So we was doing something, and I was always kind of making fun of people, and everybody knew it. But it was innocent, like. So one day something happened, and the whole team was laughing at me. Now, this African-American counselor, the senior, and there's 60 of us there, and he watched that very closely, how I acted. So all I did was I just laughed like they laughing at me, I'm laughing at myself, we all laughing. And he said, this guy's got his head on straight. He can give it out, but he's not, he's not only he can take it, but it doesn't make a difference. It's just like, to him, he was looking, this guy is psychologically imbalanced. He don't, like, in other words, I'm not mad at them. I can go and make fun of other people. And then, you can't make fun of me, like the white man here in America. I can do anything I want to you, but you can't do nothing to me. Nothing. You can't be mad. You can't get the friends and help you. You can't do nothing. You just take it. So when he looked at that, because on the report, he made out his report, so I went to camp. Instead of going to another jail, I went to forestry camp. And guess what I learned? I learned that I like the forest. I actually just like it. You know what I mean? I like the forest, and I like, it was forestry camp. You do a little firefighting, and at other times in the winter, you cut down trees, bug trees. You do all that stuff. I actually liked it, and I like to go in. Sometime it would be a big clump of trees, and you go in there and you just sit down, have your lunch, and it's peaceful. You be learning stuff about you. I said, man, I don't go tell nobody. I really like this. They said, man, you never had it so good. You like the penitentiary? You like sitting? You like here in the jail where hard as they working us? And I was, yeah. You should see the pictures, the big smile on my face. The white man, I think, stole my pictures. I'm sure he did, because everybody else in those pictures is all frowned up, and I'm just got a big grin on my face and everything. Anyway, muscles have memory. Your makeup has memory. What we're going through right now, what we're dealing with right now, all the things that we kind of cruised with, it won't take, let's say within a year's time, we will be upgraded, remodeled, everything around here. This will be open, that will be open, everything will be top flight. And we're saying in a year's time, but it probably will be sooner. In other words, if you look at the Masjid, you'll see patches in the floor down there where there's a piece missing. You'll see some of the stuff coming, right? Well, why we didn't do that? Because, hey, there's no sense of working yourself to death when you got something else in mind. Boss man will work you to death. No, we didn't had a long period of rest and recuperation and fun and readjustment, right? And studying and planning. New strategy for all of that. Why? Because we've been through this before. In physical fitness, in the gangster world, you get up so big, and if you're coming back, you come back and you keep going way past that. So the first stages of our recovery will be what we're doing now. And we're warming up. Like, it ain't no big hurry. For instance, like we went out the other day, right? Okay. And so next week, we'll have 2 teams go out. We probably won't do no Juma here. Why? There's no sense doing Juma here. But we'll have 2 teams, right? You can have 1 team and y'all go out. But this time, we'll have boxes. We'll have boxes and we'll raise funds wherever we go. And then we'll have 1 more week after that. We'll have boxes then, right? And we'll have our program on January the 2nd, which is a Sunday. We'll have nice dinner. We'll have turkey. Since we're not having it, we'll take the turkeys we got. We'll prepare those turkeys, mashed potatoes, whatever, gravy, that stuff. And we'll have a nice dinner here. Whoever comes, that's fine. We're going to prepare it. If they don't come and eat it up, well, we'll have it. We'll have a special meeting, and everybody can come with their plates. They're not to worry; the food gonna get ate up. The believers will make sure that everything is taken care of. You don't have to worry about the pans down there being empty. Being full too long. The believers. So that means that the food must be semi-good here. It has to be halfway all right. It has to be halfway all right, So we'll have that. So January the 2nd is when we will have our program here, which will be 2 Sundays. Will it be 2 Sundays from now? It probably will. It'll probably be 2 Sundays from now. In the meantime, there's a few things that we want to do. Like we'll have a few Uh, we're going to have maybe one more, at least one more uh, DVD that probably what we can do is we could come tomorrow and do the other DVD, and we'll do another flyer that will be an upgrade. The flyers we have now is fine, but we want to do, you know, uh, we got a way of doing things. First thing is just get busy and start doing. So the flyer we got now is not the permanent flyer and the other stuff, but just get going. Just like yesterday, we said by habit, we'll go on to the program. Now we went over to the program, but I said don't bring the speaker stuff. I just had a feeling. Number one, it don't look like that's what's happening. We just went over, laughed and talked, and then came on. But we went. See, the thing is that you make sure that you do, kind of what you laid out to do. But I got there. I ain't going to mention the names, just a few people. And, oh, come on by. Oh, da-da-da-da-da. And it might be true. So we'll find out. We'll be over there in a hot minute, to find out how happy they was to see us. Yeah, in fact, that's where we'll be going, the first joint next week. Yeah, we'll go by, see how they, you love us, good, we'll be by. And see what you got talking about, I'm not going to get into, they made several promises to do certain things and they didn't. And those are people that are older, they know better, but they're mean guys. Their boss is out that way somewhere in Virginia, and they're not bad, but their bosses caught an organization there and they tell them to do stuff and they do it. That's why I was hitting the one, don't let nobody steal your akara from you. Don't let nobody take your akara, That's your akara. Them niggas there out there, whether they from Sudan, where they from, they blow your whole future. And a future is a long time, like forever. I know we can't conceive of from now to forever. Now imagine what we do in this little gift time we got here, all the way up there, all the way, never ending. Hey man, that's a pretty good bargain. Just do a little bit of right here and there, trust in Allah's forgiveness, and forever you're going to be all right. They said, you can't prove that's true. I said, I'm not taking no chances. You do what you want to do. I ain't taking no chances. I think it's fine with me. I got enough internal messages around, and I'm going for it. Now, you do what you want. You go and puff on your pipe or turn flips. I don't care what you do. I ain't taking no chances. You know what I mean? Suppose it's true. If it's not true and we just die and go to hell, if it is true, you do a lot of good for everybody, right? And you die and that's it. But you did good for everybody. That's not bad. That's not bad. And you got everything you wanted and you shared everything with everybody else. So it's like right now. Everybody else wants wealth. I sleep on the floor right down there because I had all the wealth. I already know what it is. Right? I knew what it was. I know what it is. And I know that I like sleeping on the floor better than one of them big soft beds. I already know that because I started doing that when I was in South America before I even really switched to full Islam. Why? Because Allah allowed me to have so much material, and everywhere I go, I had to pack up that material and drag it along with me. And I'm just all them suits, all them shoes, all them hats, everything. I had to pack them up every time I go somewhere and put them on the plane, and I had to pay extra money to take them with me. When I came back over here, January 1st, 1972, I didn't have nothing but one of them little small bags like that. And that's been my style ever since. Hey, and talking about happy, that's happiness. Okay, people can tell me what they want. I said, that's good, that's great. I already know what's happening. Muscle memory in movement. Look around at what we have. One thing, the first thing you notice when you go at different places, it was one of the guys, one of the old Negroes was talking to